The soul is not an object, it is not a concept or idea. The soul is your very being, your way of life and living and your personal development. My name is Andreas Manal. I have been studying the soul for 40 years now in the areas of psychology, philosophy, science, and yoga and meditation. I came to study the soul and research it because I had an experience as a young man with 21 years that was life-altering, a near-death experience where I got connected to something that I call the presence of the soul, which I noticed has been there all my life since I'm born and is always with me. And I think that is true for every human being. It's only that we are preoccupied with other contents and other things that we don't realize that. So if we talk about self-realization and awakening, it is not to UFOs and aliens, but to the presence of the soul in our own being and life. After I had my near-death experience and awakening to the presence of the soul, I joined a mystery school in southern France where I lived in a monastic lifestyle 24/7 and worked and got instructed in the higher consciousness, in the presence of the higher self and the soul in my personal life. And from that 7 years, I took with me a completely different way of looking at life and living life. I did my civil service in Germany and then I left for the US and went into another mystery school for 4 years where I lived and worked, and after that I rejoined normal life with trying to make money and have an existence like everybody else does. But of course the work of the soul continued throughout my career, which was in intercultural consulting with businesses, Fortune 500 companies internationally, and as a freelance consultant. After 20 years of my intercultural consulting, I decided to go back to Europe, and I ended up here in Greece with my center called Akitu Atman, the beginning of the soul. Atman is the Sanskrit term for the absolute soul that is timeless, deathless, and incarnates in humanity, in your individual way of life. I founded an academy for the soul and a temple of being here in Greece for people to come and find their presence of the soul, their being, their coming back to themselves in terms of what am I really here for, what is really the meaning of my life, what am I doing, who am I with, and how am I doing. I have a very beautiful property here, which is amazing in terms of rock formations and embedded in nature. The beauty of this place is miraculous. In the mornings, the sun rises. In the evening, the sun sets. Every time a different, beautiful atmosphere. Even if it rains, the rocks begin to live and start to radiate. We are on the Peloponnese, in the West Mani, one of the best kept secrets in Greece. Within 20 car minutes around the center, there are at least 30 places to visit which offer spectacular natural features. It is here where we offer the seminars for the Soul Academy, which lead people to their essential way of being and the fulfillment of the meaning of their lives according to the soul plan and what they are supposed to do with themselves in their lives. Many people are on that way and need a little bit of help to get complete clarity about their decisions and how to develop personally. Others need to discover it, and both cases we are here to help them. The soul is not an object, not an idea, not a concept. It is your essential being, and that's what you will discover here, and we will go that way together.